This time, in the final episode of our Netherlands tour, we have a day out at the zoo before we head over to the boat and find our way home. So on the final day of our tour, we found ourselves with several hours to kill while we waited to get on the boat. What better thing to do, we thought, than to visit the zoo. As luck would have it, Rotterdam Zoo is actually very nearby where we're staying, so it was only a 10-minute bike ride out to the zoo.
Yeah, they're all around here. There's the zoo anyway. Think it's strong enough.
Rotterdam Zoo, or BIKERDOOD, is located to the northwest of Rotterdam. It is one of the oldest zoos in the Netherlands, in fact. The zoo's history dates back to 1855, when a garden was set up for pheasants and waterfowl right in the centre of the city. It was a success, and the whole thing was expanded into something resembling a modern zoo in 1857. In 1932 it was decided to reorganise the zoo, and in 1937 it was decided to move the zoo out from the centre of the city, where of course land was expensive, to somewhere on the outskirts. The move was completed just after World War II started, which was fortunate because much of the centre of the city was badly damaged in the Blitz. Today it sits on a 13-hectare site in the BIKERDOOD district, where it has been since the reorganisation of 1938. The zoo itself isn't particularly large and sits on quite a compact site. Despite that, it actually does pack quite a lot into that small area. The enclosures are well proportioned and make a really nice zoo to visit. It's all well thought out and very pleasant. The zoo is broken up into a series of zones. For example, there is a European area, Asian area, African area, which includes a Congo or jungle area and a savanna. There's a South American area also, as well as a North American, which includes a prairie and an Arctic area. There's also an oceanarium, which has birds such as puffins and kittiwakes, as well as sea lions and various other sea creatures, as well as a number of large stingrays. The zoo has all the usual things you would expect, the normal lions and tigers. We found the whole place to be a really pleasant day out. It was well organised, easy to get around, and very picturesque. Hello. What's up there?
Oh, okay, thank you.
Oh,
Okay?
that's a good way to spend the last day, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it's lovely.
Cracking day. I'm just going to drop off here. It's a good zoo.
Yeah,
I'll definitely go there again.
Yeah.
Well worth a visit. I'm down. So with a day at the zoo over, it was time to get on the bikes and make our way over to the port. This wasn't a particularly long trip and took us less than an hour, and we arrived in good time. As with most of the trip, we were lucky and had pretty good weather on the way. The route was very pleasant. It meandered through a lot of Dutch countryside, and there were lots of greenhouses where I assume they grow huge amounts of tulips. I'm guessing there. But there was a lot of waterways and other open areas of countryside, so it was not an unpleasant trip, and far nicer than we would have had if we'd gone on to, say, the auto route.
Well, it's taking its time.
Nevertheless, in a fairly short order, we found ourselves on the boat and we were ready to go and head back home. Here's, well, back to England we go, Tom.
Yeah.
Woo! And that pretty much was all there was to say about Holland. It was our first trip in Europe that we'd had for a number of years, and it had been a very enjoyable one too. It was Tom's first trip riding under his own steam abroad, if you discount Ireland, because let's face it, Northern Ireland is part of Britain, let's not forget. So really it was Tom's first time in a full-on European country. I have to say he did extremely well. Another thing that has to be said is that the scooter also performed very well. With one small caveat of course, and that is the belt failed only 20 miles from home. I don't know whether it was lucky or unlucky that he got so close. I mean, had the belt failed in the middle of Holland, we may have been slapped with quite a large bill. As it was, we were able to get home and fix the bike up at our leisure. Other than that, there were no other particular problems with any of the bikes. They all performed very well, and it was very easy. And would I take a trip to Holland again? Without a doubt. It's a great place to visit. The locals are very friendly. English speaking is very common and done very well. They're all very good English speakers in Holland. The terrain is very easy. Okay, it's not mountainous, but it's still pretty in its own way and still very much worth a visit. And so ended our trip, and there we were back on the boat heading back to England. I do hope you enjoyed this video and all the other parts of the video too. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, and of course, thank you very much for watching. Where to next, I wonder?